Live Like Rach, a mission to raise awareness of young onset colorectal cancer. Joining us today, we have Pat Munson, whose daughter Rachel lost her fight to colorectal cancer at the age of 33, and Dr. Fidel Namor from the Dakota Gastroenterology Clinic. Welcome to you both.
Thank you so much for having us again, Heidi.
Yes. So, Pat, you shared your story, or your daughter Rachel's story, with us last week, and Rach, as many called her, was a bright light for so many, a successful young woman, and a real go-getter. Gosh, I mean, your story really moved me, and I have a lot of acquaintances that knew her. So I just want to go back, though, talking a little bit more about this and her situation, her experience. So, doctor, I want to start with you. At a young age, Rachel developed this form of colorectal cancer. Can you take us back to Rachel's fight? What did she experience? Some of the treatments that she experienced.
Yes, definitely. Unfortunately, she was having problems with rectal bleeding, blood in the stool, and some lower abdominal discomfort. That's what basically triggered this. And at that age, a lot of time we dismiss those symptoms as relating to hemorrhoids or things that are benign, because we don't think a lot about colon cancer at that young age. And I think that's what happened. And then at some point, due to the persistence of these symptoms, she sought medical care, and the tumor was found in her rectum. And once the tumor is there, then the treatment will start, which include chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and all the other interventions that are needed. Once patients develop symptoms, usually it's a sign of an advanced disease, and usually the outcome is not as good.
So were there any types of treatments, though, where Rachel did experience some positive effects?
She might have some response at some point, but due to the aggressiveness of the disease, it is the survival rate for 5 years after stage 4 colorectal cancer is usually around 15%.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit then, at one point, Rachel's health did start to deteriorate. And Pat, she came to you. She came to you with kind of a special message. What did she share with you?
Well, just a few days before she died, Heidi, she wanted to make sure that young people understood the signs and symptoms of colorectal cancer. She knew what they were. But of course, when she told her physicians about it, they didn't understand that it could happen to somebody her age. So she wanted to make sure that young people, particularly, people between 20 and 45, knew that these were significant risks. So she wanted me to make sure that we would raise awareness. I told her, of course, we would do that. So from that point on, Live Like Rach was born. And with the help of Dakota Medical Foundation and the funds that we raised during Giving Hearts Day, we were able to raise awareness. And that is the promise that she asked me to make. Don't let this happen to anyone else. And we're trying our best to do that. And we know that we're having an effect, particularly this year. The things that we are doing this year are, we've done rack cards that we're placing in clinics. We've done newspaper ads, a full page newspaper ad with her beautiful picture in it to draw attention to the fact that this young woman died far too soon and unnecessarily. This is one of my favorite pictures of Rach and why we named this fund Live Like Rach. She was always full of life. Everyone who knew her knew that she was just the life of the party. one of the things that I'm particularly proud of that DMF has done is the billboards that they have created throughout town at 15 different locations. We have put up a tree in her honor at Shanley that is adorned in blue lights. I'd encourage everyone to drive by, leave a message, say a prayer, and particularly go to Live Like Rach and learn the signs and symptoms. I'd also like to tell everyone that to fulfill her promise, I want to make sure that you know that I'm available to give speeches, presentations, telling about her story. And so go to Live Like Rach, send me a message. I really want to tell her story.
Yes. We're going to come back and have you join us right after our station break, okay? So
Sure.
a little bit
Happy.
more on Live Like Rach. Stay tuned.